Hello and welcome to Swati's tutorial. As promised, I'm back with questionnaires from Antipatum Hemorrhage chapter. I will be telling about different ways in which questions can come and how to answer them in order to score good marks. Okay. If you have not gone through the topics yet, you can follow the links I'm providing along with this video, and in that I have described in detail all about placenta previa and abruptio placenta. There are three ways in which questions can come from Antipatum Hemorrhage chapter. The first way of questioning is essay questions, in which we have direct essay questions and indirect essay questions. I'll be dealing with it one by one. So this essay questions are basically of 10 to 15 marks. So we have to write an elaborate answer in this one. The second type of questions which can come is short essay questions, which is of about 5 to 7 marks, in which you have to write a summary or the gist or essence of the topic. Okay, and the last one is viva questions, which are basically one-liner answers, which comes for clinical practical exams and or 2 marks questions like that. So let's start with our essay questions. Okay, first we are dealing with indirect essay questions. So what is indirect question is when you are provided with a scenario with certain details and you have to guess and identify the exact condition from that scenario and answer the questions. Okay, so if you see in here what is asked, a 30 weeks pregnant woman reports to hospital with complaint of heavy vaginal bleeding, which is bright red in color and increases with movement. She is not complaining of any pain. Okay, so this is a scenario given to us, and the questions which is asked is diagnose the condition she is suffering from, list down its type, and explain medical and nursing management of the condition. Okay, now let's go through the scenario and what we can identify from it. A 30 weeks pregnant woman reports with complaint of vaginal bleeding. It suggests that this lady is a case of antepartum hemorrhage, because if you remember the definition, it says any bleeding after 28 weeks of pregnancy is considered as antepartum hemorrhage. So we got that one, that this is a type of antepartum hemorrhage. Now we have to identify whether this is placenta previa or it is abruptio placenta. Okay, moving forward, when we read, it says the bleeding is bright red in color, it increases with the movement, and it is without any pain. So what does this three things suggest is, it is clearly a case of placenta previa, because in placenta previa we get bright red color bleeding which increases with movement, and placental bleeding due to placenta previa is always painless. Okay, whereas in abruptio placenta there is an acute and intense pain associated with bleeding, and the bleeding is always dull or dark brown in color. Okay, but in this case she is suffering from bleeding with red color bleeding, bright red color bleeding, and with pain. So it is a case of placenta previa. Now the first question, diagnose the condition. We have already diagnosed, this is a case of placenta previa. So identify the condition, and then we have to also write the definition of the condition. Okay, second is list down the types. So what are the types of placenta previa? We have discussed it already in my previous videos. That is type 1, type 2, type 3, and type 4. Okay, low lying, marginal, partial, and complete. The last one, explain the medical and nursing management of the condition. So this one we have to explain in detail, and if you have not gone through this before, I will provide a link below in the description box. You can follow the link and you can take a look on my class. I have explained this topic in detail. In that all your doubts will be solved and you will understand how to write. Here's another example of indirect essay questions. A 32 weeks pregnant woman is admitted with complaint of stabbing or piercing pain of increasing intensity in abdomen after an incidence of fall, followed by some dark vaginal bleeding. So what do we understand again from this is, it's a case of antepartum hemorrhage as the gestational week is above 28th week. Okay, now how to differentiate whether it is placenta previa or abruptio placenta? So what are the symptoms? There is pain, which suggests it is abruptio placenta. Okay, and there is a history of fall, which is again an etiological cause of abruptio placenta. The last one, there is dark vaginal bleeding. In abruptio placenta we always have dark vaginal bleeding. Okay, so it's understood that this is the abrupt case of abruptio placenta. Okay, now diagnose the condition. It's a case of abruptio placenta. Enumerate its causes and types. And the last, describe management protocols for the condition. Okay, for question number B and C, if you have any doubts in answering it, you can follow the link I'm providing below of my class, in which all these things have been explained in details. Now here is how direct essay questions can come from this chapter of antepartum hemorrhage. In direct essay question, there is no confusion because the question is asked directly and you don't have to guess anything, you just have to know the answer. Okay, the first example is define antepartum hemorrhage, enlist its type, and explain placenta previa in detail. Clear? There is no doubt and no confusion in this question. Second question is, what is abruptio placenta? Discuss its type with diagram and explain its management in detail. The third question is, define placenta previa, list down its causes and symptoms, discuss nursing management of placenta previa. Okay, so all these three questions are direct questions. There is no confusion in this. Everything is asked to the point and you have to answer it accordingly. Okay. Now the next type of question is short essay question, which comes for 5 to 7 marks, and following are some of the questions which can come from antepartum hemorrhage chapter. The first one is difference between placenta previa and abruptio placenta. So what are the differences? Can we name some? The first one is in the location of placenta. Okay, in placenta previa, the location of placenta is in the lower uterine segment, whereas in abruptio placenta, it is in the upper uterine segment. Okay, the second one is in the pain. Placenta previa is always painless bleeding, whereas abruptio placenta is associated with intense pain. Third one is with the type of bleeding. Placenta previa always have fresh red, bright red color bleeding, whereas in abruptio placenta it is always dull and dark bleeding. Next can be patient's condition. In placenta previa, patient's condition usually correlates with the amount of blood loss, whereas in abruptio placenta it is completely unpredictable because the blood loss which you see can be less, but the patient's condition can be more critical because of concealed type of abruptio placenta. And if you see the mortality rate, perinatal mortality rate and maternal mortality rate, it is higher in abruptio placenta as compared to placenta previa. These are some of the differences. You can also draw the diagrams of the types of placenta previa and abruptio placenta in the difference. The next question is classification of antepartum hemorrhage, which I have already taken in my class. So if you remember it, it's like antepartum hemorrhage is classified into placental bleeding, unexplained, and extraplacental or because of any lesion. So there is a whole chart in there. You can go through the class again if you want to know it more. The next one is degree and causes of placenta previa. So degrees type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4. It's all been dealt already. And next one is management of abruptio placenta. And the last is explain manifestation in various types of abruptio placenta. Clinical manifestation of patient in various type of abruptio placenta. Now here comes the most important slide, how to answer for better scoring. So always remember this 5 points when you're writing, and this applies basically for long and short essay questions. Whenever you're starting to write a question, always start with an introduction of at least 2 to 3 lines. Okay, and the introduction, all the headings should be properly highlighted. And the introduction, like if you're writing about placenta previa, before starting with actual placenta previa, please give a brief introduction about antepartum hemorrhage and then about placenta previa. Okay, then next comes the definition. Whenever you're writing definition, always write the definition is as per whom or according to which author you are giving this definition, and it is better if you write more than one definition. Okay, then answer the question asked first in points and then explain each point depending upon the marks allotted. So whenever you are asked about, like for example, if you're asked about write about management of placenta previa, so it's like a paragraph and paragraph and paragraph of answers. Okay, so what should be done first in such condition is Always write the explanation first into points. Like if the question is about what's the management of placenta previa, you can write the management is divided into first at home management, at hospital management, and at hospital management is again divided into expectant management and active management. Okay, so first if you make a point and then if you explain each and every point, the examiner gets an idea that this person is clear with the concept and hence it improves the marking. Okay, so this is an important thing to remember. You should not just write lengthy answers before starting to make it lengthier. Make it into points so that the person whoever is checking the question answer paper will know that this person is knowing what he is writing. The next one means draw a well labeled diagram wherever needed. Like if the question is about degrees or types of placenta previa or abruptio placenta, this type of questions can be usually accompanied with a well labeled diagram, beautiful diagram, okay, which will be an added advantage. The last one is management questions. Whenever the question is about management of patients in obstetrics and gynecology, always the management is antepartum management, intrapartum management, and postpartum management. Okay, so always divide your management into these three headings and then write it for better scoring. Now comes the Viva questions. Okay, so these are basically one-liner questions. So here are some of the list. Antepartum hemorrhage happens after which week of pregnancy? What's the answer? It's 28th week. Which type of placenta previa is most dangerous for mother and the baby? It is type 4 or complete placenta previa. Okay. Painless bright red vaginal bleeding happens in which type of antepartum hemorrhage? It's clear. It's writing painless and bright red, which clearly states it is a case of placenta previa. How can you diagnose placenta previa? Painless vaginal bleeding after 28th week of pregnancy is placenta previa. It's by symptoms, and also you can diagnose it with the help of ultrasonography. What is the criteria for expectant management of placenta previa? If you remember, there are certain points which I have dealt in the class, like the mother's HB should be more than 10 grams, the baby should be still alive, there should not be any active bleeding. So these are some of the criteria for management, expectant management of placenta previa. What are the conditions for terminating pregnancy in placenta previa? So what are the condition is when the baby is dead or congenitally malformed, or the mother is already crossed 37 weeks of pregnancy, or the bleeding is very high and mother's condition is deteriorating. In such condition, we have to terminate the placenta, terminate the pregnancy. Okay. The last one, name 3 risk factors for placenta previa. It can be like multiparity or advanced maternal age or any kind of previous uterine surgeries. Further moving to Viva questions. Etiology of abruptio placenta. So what, there are so many lists. So you can list a few of them like trauma, fall, drug addiction, malnutrition, poverty as some of the etiological causes of abruptio placenta. Which is the commonest type of abruptio placenta? That is the mixed variety is the commonest type of abruptio placenta. Which is the most dangerous type of abruptio placenta? Can you guess it? Yes, it's a concealed type. Why? Because the blood loss is not seen outside and patient's condition becomes more and more serious. The last one is list 3 types of abruptio placenta. So what are the 3 types? Revealed, concealed and mixed. So this is the end of this video. I hope I covered all the aspects and I have made available all the types of questions which can come from antepartum hemorrhage chapters. You can go through the classes once again. If you have doubt in any questions, the link of the classes I'll be providing in the description box. And herewith I am closing my antepartum hemorrhage unit. In my next video, I'll be starting with a new topic. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe if you really like my videos. If you have any doubts, please write the same in the comment section. And you can also suggest any topic which you would like me to take in the comment section. Thank you so much. Bye bye.